Hello, my friend. I'm Dr. William Hart. Today, I'm not just here as a physician. I'm here as a man who has walked through more than 6 decades of life. A man who's lived alongside the creaks in his knees, who's listened closely to the whisper of his joints each time the cold season arrives. I want you to imagine this. It's 6 in the morning. You open your eyes. The sky outside your window is still wrapped in a light fog. You reach out to sit up, but your hand feels stiff, almost frozen. You bend your knee and suddenly crack, a sharp pain shoots through. Have you ever felt that? I'm guessing you have. And let me tell you, you're not alone. Joint pain is one of the most common burdens I see in people over 50. But the question I hear most often, and perhaps the same question on your mind, is this: is this arthritis or just a normal part of getting older? That question may sound simple, but the answer, it requires a deep understanding of your body, of aging, and of the different types of joint pain that may show up after 50. So today I want to invite you on a journey, not a journey of treatment, but a journey of understanding. Because when you truly understand what's going on inside you, fear loses its power. And when fear fades, you gain something far more precious: the ability to choose, to live with pain or to rise above it. Pain at its core is simply the body's way of speaking to us. It's a signal, a message that something is happening. But here's the challenge with aging. That voice becomes harder to interpret. It's no longer clear like it was in your younger years. Some pains come and go, others stay for weeks or months. Some are so vague you can't even tell which joint or muscle they're coming from. One of my former patients, Eleanor, she's 68, once described it in a way I'll never forget. "I don't even know which joint hurts anymore, doctor. I just feel like I'm no longer myself." And I think that's the hardest part. Not just the physical discomfort, but the slow erosion of your sense of familiarity with your own body. So let me ask you this: how do you tell the difference between joint pain from aging pain, from osteoarthritis, and pain from rheumatoid arthritis? Before we dive into each type, there's one thing I want you to remember. No pain is normal if it's lowering your quality of life. You do not have to suffer in silence. You don't need to just get used to it. You need to understand so that you can act with wisdom. Aging is inevitable, but suffering as we age, that's not a given. After 50, the cartilage in your joints starts to thin out. The synovial fluid that lubricates your joints, that starts to dry up too. And the muscles that used to cushion and protect your joints, they get weaker. So when you stand up from a chair, you might hear a popping sound. When you twist your torso, your joints may click or grind. That's your body speaking to you in a new dialect. But here's the important part. Not every sound or sensation is a sign of disease. I often call these changes the winds of aging. If you listen closely and kindly, you'll learn how to live with them rather than letting them run your life. Age-related joint pain is usually mild. There's no swelling, no warmth, no redness. Your joints may feel stiff in the morning, but once you get moving, they ease up. A farmer I once treated in California told me something poetic. "Every morning I feel stiff, doc. But once I walk out to the fields, the pain seems to fade with the sunlight." That's not just poetic. It's medically accurate. Pain from aging tends to improve with gentle movement. And that's one key clue we'll circle back to in a moment. Now let's talk about osteoarthritis. This is a chronic joint condition. It's technically a form of arthritis, but it's not caused by your immune system. What happens is this: the protective cartilage that covers your joints begins to wear down. And once it's gone, your bones start rubbing against each other. It's not a sharp pain. It's more of a dull, persistent ache that wears you down slowly. Osteoarthritis makes you hesitate before walking, before climbing stairs, even before stepping outside on a cold day. One of my patients, George, 74, was once a competitive tennis player. He told me, "I used to play for 2 hours straight, no problem. Now just picking up the racket makes my knees protest." This type of arthritis often affects the joints that bear weight, like the knees, hips, and lower back. Here's what's typical. The pain gets worse with activity, better with rest. Your joints may feel stiff in the morning, but that stiffness usually goes away within 30 minutes. And one more thing, there's no swelling, no redness, no fever. If your pain matches this pattern, chances are you may be dealing with osteoarthritis. Now let's look at something very different: rheumatoid arthritis, or RA. Unlike osteoarthritis, this one isn't just about wear and tear. It's an autoimmune condition. That means your immune system, your body's natural defense, starts attacking your joints by mistake. What happens next? Swelling, redness, warmth, and a deep, stubborn pain that often shows up on both sides of the body. If your right wrist hurts, your left wrist probably does too. Both knees, both hands. A patient of mine, Linda, 59 years old, once said something that struck me. Doctor, it feels like there's a fever inside my hands. That's RA. When you wake up in the morning, your joints feel locked. It can take an hour, sometimes two, just to open and close your hands. And if it's left untreated, this condition doesn't just hurt. It destroys. It can permanently damage your joints, bending your fingers, deforming your wrists, stealing your grip. Fortunately, today we have advanced treatments, biologic medications that can slow this process dramatically. But the key, as always, is catching it early. There are blood tests that help diagnose RA, RF, anti-CCP, CRP, ESR. Your doctor can help guide you through them. Now, my friend, I know what you're thinking right now. You're probably wondering, how can I really tell which kind of pain I have? And let me say this clearly, that answer won't always show up on a lab report. It often shows up in how you feel, in the rhythm of your days, in the patterns your pain follows. If your joints ache just a little in the morning, but feel better after you get moving, that's likely age-related. If they hurt more when you use them and ease up when you rest, that sounds like osteoarthritis. But if you wake up with your joints swollen stiff for over an hour and they're red warm and symmetrical, that's a strong sign of rheumatoid arthritis. The truth is, each kind of joint pain has its own personality, a rhythm, a tone, a way of showing up in your life. And the more you listen, the better you'll understand what your body is trying to tell you. I want you to imagine this. If the pain you're feeling is simply from aging, it usually arrives gently. There's no swelling, no redness, no burning heat like a fever, just a bit of stiffness in the morning, as if your joints are taking a few extra minutes to wake up alongside you. You move around a little stroll through the house and everything slowly gets back into rhythm. This kind of pain reminds me of an old man in the house grumbling now and then, but if you treat him kindly, he quiets down. But if you're facing osteoarthritis, the pain comes in a different shade. It lingers, it's more persistent, and it especially makes itself known when you move, when you've been standing for too long, climbing stairs, or carrying something heavy. Imagine this, it's a regular morning and you step into the garden as usual, but just a few steps in your knee sends a sharp jolt. Or you've been driving, sitting for a while, and when you stand up, your hip feels like it's been locked shut. But here's the thing, when you sit down, rest, or lie back, the pain eases. Osteoarthritis doesn't storm in like an angry outburst. It arrives like a quiet whisper, a gentle reminder that your body has walked a long road, and now it needs a little more care than it used to. Now, if your joints are swollen, hot red, and especially if the pain wakes you at night or keeps you from falling asleep, you may be stepping into the territory of rheumatoid arthritis. And here's something important. Rheumatoid arthritis pain is often symmetrical. If your right hand hurts, your left might too. If your left knee is throbbing, your right might soon follow. This pain isn't gentle. It doesn't come and go like a passing wind. It comes like a storm, quiet but relentless. It drains you not just physically but emotionally. You feel fatigued as if you've caught the flu, worn out, sleepless, and sometimes even a little hopeless. One more hallmark sign. In the morning, your hands or knees feel frozen in place as if they've been locked overnight, and it may take an hour, sometimes two, before they loosen up. In contrast with osteoarthritis, stiffness usually fades within 15 to 30 minutes, and pain from aging. That's just a few moments of stiffness before your body gets moving again. To put it simply, rheumatoid arthritis is like a slow-burning fire inside the body. The longer it's left untreated, the more it destroys. Osteoarthritis is like an old house, still livable, but in need of repair, and pain from aging. It's just a gentle chime reminding you that you've lived long enough to need a little more attention. So, my friend, where do you see yourself in these stories? Can you recognize the kind of pain you have been living with? If you're still unsure, don't hesitate to speak to your doctor. Don't guess and ignore it. Because when you understand your pain, you gain the power to make the right choices to live better, move better, and age gracefully. No matter what's causing your joint pain, whether it's aging, wear and tear, or an autoimmune condition, you can still live a full, meaningful life. But it begins with action. And I recommend you start with 3 simple but powerful pillars. Eat anti-inflammatory foods. Salmon, olive oil, leafy greens, turmeric, ginger. Move moderately every day. Walking, yoga, tai chi, swimming. Sleep enough. Manage your stress because chronic stress can fuel inflammation and make your pain worse. And remember, you don't need to run marathons. Just 30 minutes of walking each day can make a difference. That small habit could be what saves an aching knee from growing worse. But most importantly, see a doctor if you suspect something more. Don't let pain dictate the rhythm of your life. You are the one who gets to choose the music. I've met thousands of patients with joint pain, and I've seen 70-year-olds who still play the guitar, tend their gardens, or do Tai Chi every morning as the sun rises. You can be one of them. You don't have to suffer in silence. You are not invisible. Pain does not define who you are. My name is Dr. William Hart. Thank you for listening today. And more than anything, I hope that after this video, you'll start to look at your body not with worry, but with compassion, with curiosity, and with the willingness to take loving action. We all grow older, but it's never too late to begin caring for yourself in the way you deserve.